Hello, everybody, and welcome to our People in Color and Ed Tech Hangout. We are going to be talking tonight about a variety of different things. A lot of different questions have come up in the group, so we're going to try to knock them out all at one time. Let's just go ahead and introduce ourselves for the people watching us. So if we could start with Valerie.
Hi, folks. My name is Valerie Lewis, and I'm an educator in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Teach high school language arts, special ed, 10th and 11th grade, and I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. And Christian?
Hi, my name is Christian Padgett. I am a fourth grade teacher. Well, I was a fourth grade teacher. I'm an instructional technology coach and co-teacher in Fulton County Schools here in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, I work with elementary age students, and I've taught both second, third, and fourth grades over the past few years, and it has been an amazing experience.
All right, fantastic. And I see that Patricia is back. Patricia, is your audio working now?
I don't know. Can you
Yes!
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself. You came in right on time, by the way.
Okay. I am Patricia Brown. I am a technology integration coach from St. Louis, Missouri. I work primarily with elementary, but I also am an adjunct for graduate level educators, and also I work through the district with all grade levels, so pretty much from kindergarten to adulthood I work.
Wow, that is a whole spectrum right there. So that is great. That is great. And for me, as y'all can see, my name is Sarah Thomas, and I am a high school teacher, as I just have confirmed as of about 10 minutes ago. High school technology teacher. I teach in Prince George's County, Maryland. See that Shayna White has popped up in the question and answer. Hey, Shayna! Just waving hi to her. So she says, hello, everyone. Just like how she did, if anyone has any questions or anything like that about whatever we're talking about, then just go ahead and drop your question in the Q&A, and we will go ahead and field that. So we are now on what is known as a Google Hangout on air. So would anyone like to go ahead and just describe what it is that we're doing right now? What's a Google Hangout on air, and how does it differ from a regular Google Hangout?
Well, I can talk about it. A Google Hangout on air allows you to broadcast live your Hangout, because usually you can have up to, I think, 10 people on a Hangout, but when you broadcast it live, you're broadcasting it to your YouTube channel, so you can send out a link and have a lot of people view your video chat. So it's a really cool way to do almost like an informal webinar, and also just be able to connect with a lot of people at one time. Connect to a lot of people at one time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Shayna again is saying hello. So she said she wanted to be here. She's having dinner right now. So great that you are here, Shayna. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, as Patricia was saying, then we can use these Google Hangouts. We're going to be using them a lot in a group so that we can expand on ed tech or tech topics, tools, strategies, etc. discussed in a Facebook group. So this is going to be the first of many, but it's a fantastic tool that can be used for almost anything. Like, how have some of you used Google Hangouts or Google Hangouts on air?
Well, I can speak a little bit of it. My district overall is a Microsoft Office 365 district. However, recently I've become, what's the word I'm looking for? I started using a little bit more of Google Hangouts recently with Patricia. We finally got to meet each other at the Discovery Educator Network Summer Institute. And if your district is using Discovery Education, you need to go ahead and become a DEN Star and really apply for that. It's the best professional development. But it's a great way for she and I, as well as two other people, we have been able to.
Uh-oh. Might have frozen. He might have frozen, but that's a great thought about
Wow.
definitely connecting with people. So that is fantastic. So hopefully he will unfreeze for us in a second. I'll just go ahead and throw out there that we've been using Hangouts on air to do like a podcast, like a weekly podcast. Valerie has been on quite a few of those, and like the sky's the limit. You can just really use those podcasts, strip the audio, and put it on Podomatic, send it to iTunes, and bam, you have a podcast on iTunes. So it's really cool. The sky is the limit with the things that you can do with these Hangouts on air. You could do like mystery Hangouts and kind of introduce your students to other people. And Regina just popped in the Q&A and said that there's a common issue with Hangouts freezing. Yep, that is definitely something to keep in mind, and hopefully they're going to hammer it out as time goes on. So absolutely. So any other words about Hangouts from the panel?
I just think it's a. Oh, go ahead, Valerie. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's definitely a great way just to chit chat and be able to see people face to face. So you're used to using Skype. You can use Google Hangout in that same aspect. And I think Patricia mentioned earlier, for you to be able to get the word out to your YouTube viewers and followers, and so that other people could kind of hear the discussions you're having, then you would use it live. And if you're not comfortable with using it live, then you would just do a simple Google Hangout. But it's a way to just flesh out topics, maybe plan meetings, come up with an itinerary. If everyone can't be in the same room at the same time, then this is definitely a great option.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Were you going to add to that, Patricia?
Yeah, definitely. I was just going to pretty much say the same thing. There have been times when I wasn't able to attend a meeting, and I was able to jump on. They just broadcast it out through a Hangout, and I was able to jump on, connect. And I love the fact that it is archived on your YouTube channel, so you can always go back and view it again and share it out through social media.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's great how they work together, like you said. So there's no like extra step you have to do. It just, as soon as it's finished, takes a couple minutes, and then next thing you know, it's on your YouTube channel. So that is awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. This question comes from Michelle Roberts. She is interested in using Voxer and seeing how it could be used in her class or with coworkers. So now we are all Voxer connoisseurs on this panel. So would anyone like to share their experiences with Voxer? Like, how do you use Voxer, and how is it beneficial to you?
Voxer is off the chain, y'all. Let me tell you. I've never had crack. Crack is whack. But this would probably be like the next best thing, so I guess I'll say Kool-Aid. And, I mean, it's addictive. Those notifications, I mean, it's steroids. It's Twitter on steroids. Put it that way. The fact that you get to connect with people, hear their voices, you don't have to misread tones, you're not limited to a certain number of characters, and it's just a fluid conversation happening not just between you and one person, but a myriad of people that are all over the globe. And any question or anything you want to talk about, I mean, you will more than likely find somebody who is knowledgeable in that field. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's professional development in the palm of your hand. You can access it at any time. And so I think in that aspect, you can integrate it into your schools where you're communicating with teachers, where you're communicating with students. It is a phenomenal tool. If you have not used it, just join in a group and just listen. Lurk and just get comfortable until you're ready to speak up and say something, but I think you will find it to be an absolutely wonderful tool.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anything to add to that, Patricia?
Yeah, I will just say I absolutely love Voxer as well. It is a great way to establish a PLN. If you're not into Twitter, or Facebook can be a bit much, and you just want to be able to talk, I mean, it's a great way to share ideas. I mean, everyone, probably everybody I know has a cell phone, a smartphone, and so just being able to access information through your phone by a simple voice message is it's priceless. Some things you can't put across in a text or put across in a tweet or a Facebook post. Sometimes you have to say it so you can get the emotions or the expressions that you're feeling out. And sometimes it's easier to explain something than to try to type it. So Voxer gives you that option, and that's what I love about it. There are so many groups that you can join on Voxer. People are using it for personal uses where you just want to talk with friends from college or family members, or you can use it to talk to your coworkers, give feedback. A lot of principals now are using it to use it as an evaluation tool, well, using it to communicate as an evaluation tool. So they may go in a classroom and do a walkthrough and then get on Voxer and give feedback to their teacher. So it's so many ways you can do it. Voxer is great. I mean, I would encourage anybody, if you can press a button like a walkie-talkie, you can use Voxer.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of groups, and some people might be a little curious as to how to get into groups. So what I'm going to do a screen share. And Regina, I see your comment. I'm going to ask Christian that in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all and tell you that if you are curious about Voxer groups, you can go to this URL, bit.ly/eduvoxlist. And when you click on that, then there is a Voxer group directory available. If it ever pops up, my computer's a little slow. Thank you, Comcast. But on there, then you're going to be able to see that there are like probably about 50 groups on there. There we go. And you can see what the group name is. You can see what the topic is, if there's a specific geographical area. And then you can find whatever contact of the person that you want to join. You just look that person up on Voxer and say, hey, I would like to join your chat. And some of them even have a sign-up form over here. So at this time, there are, let's see here, there are actually 55 groups, I think, or maybe less than that. Hold up, 53 groups, still more than 50. And you can just go through and see whatever groups you might be interested in. There's something for everyone. So this next question, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Christian. So Christian, can you explain, like maybe hold up your phone and just show us how someone can access Voxer?
So, what you would do, I don't know if you can see my phone, I'm sorry, it's kind of unclear. Give me just a minute. But once you have downloaded the app, you'll see it on the screen. All you have to do is just click it, and some of your groups are already set up, as well as personal contacts. And I'm actually using the free version. It's a freemium, and the freemium is actually really, really great. So when you don't have too many groups you need to manage or anything like that, it's very simplistic. And like I'm part of a POC and EdTech group. And so all I have to do is just simply click on it, and the conversation comes up with the different people, as well as, like she said, I can radio out to people like I'm doing right now. Hello, everybody in EdTech. And it gets sent out to everyone, and they can hear it as simple. Or you can even simply type in the message. I know it's like a glare still. Or if you would like, you can even send messages and videos that are up to 15 seconds long. So that's the benefit.
Yes, fantastic. And it is cross-platform, so how many Team iPhone people do we have in the house?
Woo!
And how many Team Android people do we have?
I used to be. I know both ways.
Yes. Absolutely. So it's cross-platform, so you can get it in the Google Play Store. You can get it in the App Store. So it is it's a fantastic tool. All right. So now we're just going to go ahead and move the conversation along. There's one more question that kind of came up. Candace's question. She says, I have so many different tech tools. Is there one that does it all? Gives assignments, turn in assignments, exit tickets, take quizzes, track attendance, track behavior, send reminders to students and parents. I know apps that do those things, but would love to use just one. So there are some suggestions on this list. Let's see here. There's suggestions for Edmodo, Schoology, Google Classroom. So do any of you have experience with any of these tools that you could speak to Candace's question?
Google Classroom, I would not say it does all of those things, but it does have some great features. If you are a Google Apps for Education school, that is definitely a good option for you, especially if you are dealing with kids sharing documents with you. It's a really great way to organize your documents when students submit assignments. It's a great way to have a discussion board for you to put things on the calendar. It works really well with Google. So if you are Google Apps for Education school, I would recommend you use Google Classroom, but like anything else, it has its limitations, and it is a very fairly new product. So my guess is Google is just going to continue to improve it and add some of probably those features that you're interested in using.
I agree, and I think with Google Classroom, it's fairly simple, and like Patricia mentioned, it's limited at this point with some of the features, but we know Google, they're always trying to go hard, so they are going to come back and revamp in some type of way. And so I think with what Patricia said, some people right now may look at Google Classroom more as a content management system. So where you can kind of share out those files, like she said, and it's good for that collaborative piece. But I think with Candace's question with being able to do everything, I know one of the gentlemen in our PLN, Dr. Will, he's a Schoology ambassador. And he likes to speak out on how you can take attendance, you can give quizzes, you can do it all in one place. You can actually even receive announcements or event updates from the superintendent of the county, district-wide, it'll go out. So not just even limited to your school building or your course team, but district-wide. So in that aspect, a lot of people are on board with the Schoology. And I've used Schoology a little bit, and I think Sarah uses either Schoology or Edmodo. She's Edmodo. Okay. But yeah, Dr. Will. So if you follow Dr. Will on Twitter, I am Dr. Will. I'm sure he would love to talk to you about Schoology a lot more.
And I was going to say, I haven't used Schoology as much. I've used Edmodo. And Edmodo, I think, has its limitations as well. I'm just going to be honest. It's simple to use to some extent, because if you're using Facebook, it has you can do most of the things like Candace asked, give assignments as well as exit tickets, take quizzes, and send reminders to students and parents. I don't remember as much as about tracking attendance using it, but Edmodo allows for links to be embedded within it, so it's very simple to use in that respect. And I don't know how some districts are. No matter the learning management system that you have, our attendance will never match. Our attendance program will never match up to our LMS. So.
All right, very, very good thoughts about all the different learning platforms. Yeah, I've been using Edmodo for a very long time. I don't know what level Candace teaches, but I know that it has been very, very beneficial in my middle school classes when I was teaching middle school, and the elementary teachers were also saying that it was beneficial for them. Now, in terms of high school, I'm going to try it out and see. I don't have an answer right now, but hopefully that's something I'll find out within the upcoming weeks. So, okay, and I actually made a mistake. There is one more topic of conversation, and Patricia, I guess you'll be in the hot seat about augmented reality. So could you speak to us a little bit about how you are using augmented reality?
Well, augmented reality, if you're familiar with QR codes and the whole aspect of being able to scan a barcode and something, it takes you somewhere, a picture, a video. Augmented reality is what I call QR codes on steroids. It's like it goes to the next level. It allows you to create something that's not really there. So it's different from virtual reality. It's not really there, but you can have the perception that it is there. So a lot of times you could take a trigger image. So it could be of anything. And actually, the $20 bill, any $20 bill that you have, it is a trigger image for the Erasmus app, and basically when you scan it, it portrays this 3D image video type deal. And so anybody can pull out a $20 bill and you can kind of see how it works. But I was amazed at how many people or how many products and companies are now using augmented reality, and it's just endless. Some examples are there's a daiquiri. Does anybody know the name of it? I think it's daiquiri. Daiquiri, not the drink, but it is an app, and basically they have so many augmented reality products where they have one that's a human body. So you can go in and you can actually scan this image, trigger image, and it actually shows you the insides of the human body, muscles and all kind of things. So people studying medicine, I mean, this is like amazing. And you may not be able to provide cadavers in your classroom, but you can certainly use an augmented reality app to show that same information. In my school, we've used augmented reality for various things. Students have read books, and then they want to actually talk about the books that they have read. So more like a video of their book report, a book review. And so you use the image of the student, and they scan it, and it actually warps into a video of the kids talking about their book. So it was pretty amazing that we used that for our art show. But even cooler, I was walking around Washington, D.C., and I came up upon a building that had this huge mural of Paul Robeson. And when I walked up, I saw the Erasmus app image, and I said, oh my God, what is this? So you actually could go up and scan the mural, and a video would warp up of information about Paul Robeson. So that was pretty cool to see that just walking down the street.
Absolutely. That is super duper cool. So does anybody else have any thoughts on augmented reality that they wanted to add before we wrap up?
So Patricia, could you tell us, is there a cost for the daiquiri, the Erasmus, or is it just simply an app that teachers can download to be able to use?
The Erasmus app is a free app, and so is the daiquiri app. The Erasmus app, you basically download and you create a channel. So your people who want to view your aura is what it's called. They have to subscribe to your channel, and it's a really simple process for them to do that. There are other apps called, it used to be called Color, but now it's called Quiver, and most of the apps are free, but some of them require you to purchase maybe the coloring sheet that goes along with it, or the image, the trigger image that goes along with it, but it's very few. Most of the things they have are free, and you can create your own. So it's like the Erasmus app is free, the daiquiri app is free, the Color app is free, and some of the other apps that they have out there, but you can create your own augmented reality that goes along with it. So you have some that are already done for you. There's some in science, some in math, some in, there's some really cool ones for space. And there's some that are already done, or you can create your own based on whatever you want it to be. But they're free, to answer your question.
All right, that is fantastic. And that is the now in education. It's not even the future of education anymore. That is the now. So that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Valerie reminded me that there is a list that was, I believe it's in the Facebook group, but this list was created by Regina. And she has a lot of different resources here about augmented reality that you can definitely look into if this is something that interests you. So we're going to sign off, but before we do so, I'm just going to ask each person, if we want to find you online, how can we find you? So let's go the same order that we went at the beginning. So Valerie, can you tell us how to find you if we want to connect with you further?
You can find me on Twitter at IamVLewis. That is IamVLewis, Lewis. I'm also on Facebook within the Facebook group, so that you can find me there, or under Valerie Lewis. And those are pretty much my go-tos. And Valerie Lewis on Google+. So if you're on the Google+ community, you can just search for me there.
All right, fantastic. Patricia, how about you?
All right, on Twitter, I am Miss Ed Techie, MSEDTECIE, Miss Ed Techie. On Google+, I think I'm Patricia J. Brown, and my website is patriciajbrown.com. So hit me up.
All right, fantastic. And Christian, what about you?
On Twitter, I am soon to be EDD. That's SOONTOBEEDD. And I also have a website, and that is christianslpadgett.weebly.com. So, yep.
Fantastic. And for me, Sarah the Teacher, just like how it's spelled down there. If I try to spell it out, everybody's going to get all confused. Um, Also, sarahtheteacher.com. If you're on Voxer, Sarah the Teacher. If you're on Periscope, Sarah the Teacher. Just everything is pretty much Sarah the Teacher except for my website, sarahjanethomas.com. And also for the EduMatch project, edu_match, edumatch.education. Check that out if y'all ever get a chance. So we want to thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to see you in the Facebook group, and keep the questions coming. Stay tuned. In the next couple of weeks, we are going to have our first Twitter chat, and spread the word about us to all your technology-minded friends, all your people of color and ed tech friends. Spread the word. Let's continue to grow together. So everybody have a great, great night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.